Hi everyone, my name is Alex Surro, and welcome to the Validating Podcast, a radio show that strives to make any listener smile. Each episode will feature a new guest who will share what makes them unique. Filled with fun games, exciting questions, and inspiring stories, this podcast is aimed towards encouraging anyone to be happy and confident with who they are. As always, comments are encouraged and positivity will always be appreciated. For now, let's sit back, relax, and get on with this week's episode. I hope you all enjoy the Validating Podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 6th episode of the Validating Podcast. My name is Alex Surro. I am your host, as always. Thank you for clicking on today's video for another day of fun with a very exciting guest. Before I forget, today's episode and all episodes are meant to make you smile and to put some positivity into this world. So whatever you're feeling today, I hope this can make you a little bit happier or just smile a little bit. So today's guest is one of my role models. And I say that not often because there aren't that many people I look up to that I strive to be more like, strive to follow in their footsteps almost. And this person I met in where she had this position that I have always been fascinated with. It's called the stage manager in theater, if you're not familiar. And I always liked doing stage manager. I like doing backstage work. And she was the stage manager, one of them at least, in my college when I first joined their theater program. So I knew that I really wanted to follow in her footsteps, as I said. And she took me under her wing. She really taught me the ropes and made me into who I am today. And I really do mean that. She's dependable, she's determined, and she's dedicated. I love her so much. We chat every so often because we do have busy lives, but every time we do, I'm like, thank you for just listening to me. I'll listen to you. We support each other with love and friendship. So without blabbing too much more, she is Nada.
That was so sweet, Alex. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting. Hi, my name is Nada. Do you want me to fully introduce myself?
Yeah, please introduce yourself for someone that doesn't know you.
Okay. Okay, my name is Nada Shaban. I am not really a recent graduate anymore. I went to FSU, and I graduated in 2019. I am 23 years old, and what else? My pronouns are she, series, and I think that's all. That general.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask, how are you today? And I want you to be as honest and authentic as you want. How are you?
I'm good. I am actually good. I think that when the weekend rolls around, I can answer that question a little bit differently. As if you ask me that question, like yesterday or something like that, it's definitely different. But no, I'm good. I've been really trying to just stay positive, and I've been trying to say that I'm good, whenever I can. So yeah, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I'm happy to be here. So
I'm also happy to be here. It's the highlight of my week.
Thank you. That leads into my next question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous and excited are you? 1 is completely nervous and you don't want to be here, so I hope it's not 1. But then 10 is very excited and you can't wait to get started.
I'm definitely on a 10. I'm definitely super, super excited. In terms of nerves, I said this to you before we went live, but I'm usually the one interviewing people, so being interviewed makes me super, super nervous. So in terms of my nerves scale, I would definitely say it is it's definitely out of 5, just because I feel comfortable knowing you, and we naturally talk, so that's the only thing that's not making it totally a 0 or a negative. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad you're comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with you. So we'll get through the nerves together and hopefully have a good time by the end of the episode. I wanted to ask, what makes you you?
this I think is like the hardest question that like anyone has to answer. I feel like other people can answer this question so much better than you can. Um, but I've been trying to get good at answering this question because I think it's so important to know the answer yourself. But I think what makes me is I think my perspective on life. Um, I am very fortunate to have gone through like so much in life that has truly just shaped the way that I see the world, and I see the world um, with so much acceptance and so much understanding and so much art and so much light, um, and I think that um, I've just been very fortunate to have developed that perspective on life at such a young age, because I think that it'll definitely go with me like so far, and it's only growing just because I feel like I have such an open mind, and I constantly want to learn about I constantly want to learn about everything, and especially like the way people think, the way people do things, and why. I think it's so interesting, and yeah, so I think that's I think my perspective on life makes me unique. I like to think I'm pretty creative. I think that I constantly want to create art and to just be an artist and to uh, be around artists and just be in an art environment. Ever since I was like, ever since I don't know, I think I could like think for myself or whatever. Um, yeah, I'm constantly creating, and I constantly want to be around art. I think what else that makes me is I guess my work. Um, yeah, I guess I work in theater, I work in film, and I think that that has a lot to do with who I am. I think that I'm very fortunate that I am able to say that I do what I love, and I think that it I kind of turn my hobbies into like a career, which I think it's great, and I think it definitely says a lot about me, and it defines me quite a bit. And then I think the last thing is I think what makes me me is um like my fashion style. I don't know. I love fashion a lot, and I think that I struggle a lot to express myself like verbally a lot of the time. So a lot of the time I like to just express that in like how I look. It's not always how you what you wear. It's like how you look and like how you just like put yourself and like things like that. I don't know. A lot of people's first impressions of me are always like my fashion sense. So I just was like, oh, I guess that has to do with who I am. Anyways, so yeah, that's I guess who I am.
Yeah, and I love that you just started by saying like I don't know how to describe myself. I don't know what makes me me, and then you just listed off four things like right in a row, and that was probably the longest answer I've gotten so far of what makes you you. So thank you for sharing, and I can attest to knowing you that all those things do combine to make you. And it's unique, and that's what I love about any friend, but especially you, where you're not afraid of kind of standing out of the crowd and combining your interest, your hobbies, and making them into a job maybe, or just interacting with humans. So yeah, I love.
Thank you.
Let's switch gears a little bit. I wanted to ask you what validating means to you, and if you know any examples of people being validating to you, you being validating to them. Whatever you have to say, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one, the idea behind developing a podcast is amazing, because I think that I mean I watch so many podcasts. Honestly, I love podcasts, but you know like you're just so geared towards like positivity and how we are and how we see one another and how we communicate and how we accept one another and how we just overall um you know, interact with each other and accept each other. And I thought that that was amazing. And it made me think so much about what validating actually means. I think that what validating means to me is uh, um, truthfully, like, I know this is kind of broad, but just like letting people do whatever they want to do or think however they want to think if they're not hurting anybody or themselves. Like, just let people be and let people live. I think that obviously validating and acceptance goes hand in hand. I think validating also means to just be understanding. I think that no matter what, we'll never truly understand everyone around us. Obviously, because we're not those people, but I think it's so important to like put ourselves in people's shoes, just so like we can understand different perspectives and to just learn more. I think also validating has a lot to do with wanting to educate yourself, um, so that like you're not ignorant towards others and what they think and what they believe. And obviously, I think validating just means being supportive, even if um, even if it's something that you don't necessarily um, like, even like if you don't like know or understand or anything like that. I think it's so important to just respect and support others, obviously, like I said, if they're not hurting themselves or hurting others. And everyone's valid, especially I think when it comes to feelings and emotions. Like, like, it's just never to invalidate anybody's feelings. Everyone is so valid, and you just also you never know what somebody's going through, or why they think the way that they think or feel the way that they think. So just being respectful, I think, is super important. And you don't always have to like everything or understand everything, and that's totally fine. You don't have to, but it's about respect and it's about support.
Thank you, Nada. That was a lot to unpack for sure. And I know that I was listening, as you hopefully know, where like I love to listen to people's stories, just like you were mentioning. But my favorite thing to do about this podcast is watch it again and again and again, so I can just like unpack it even more and be like, she's so educated, so nice to hear her voice and her knowledge. So thank you for sharing. And one thing that I thought of multiple times during your little spiel was putting yourself in other people's shoes, but not putting your lens on it is something very important to me in validating, where our nature, humans' nature, is to be like, I hear this thing and this is how I react to it. This is what I'm going to comment. But sometimes it's not always about taking what you hear, taking someone's situation and projecting yourself onto it. It's
Mm-hmm.
about hearing what they hear and then supporting them through that situation. So don't be like, if I
Yeah.
were you, I would do this. Sometimes that's okay. But
Mm-hmm.
in most cases, it's better just to be like, I see where you're coming from. I see that it's struggling for you. You need to go through these steps, kind of thing. And it's more of a supportive rather than a this is what I would do. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think being a good listener is, I think, the definition of being validating, to be honest. Well, not the definition, but I think it's such a key thing. Just be a good listener.
All right. So that ends our interview questions for that little portion. But now we have a whole nother first game that's about an interview. It's called the Increasingly Intriguing Interview. This game might seem familiar. I did play with Lexi in my first episode. However, I'm modifying it slightly just because I want to see if this is a little bit better. I liked what me and Lexi did. That was really fun, but I also thought of this kind of variation. So we'll see how it goes, and I'm very excited for it. So the way it's going to work, I have 10 questions for Nada. Nada doesn't know what I'm going to ask, so she's stressed about that. But I am excited because I outlined these questions, and for the first question that I asked, she only has 10 seconds to answer. And then for the second question, she'll have 20 seconds, third question, 30 seconds, and then all the way up to 10, the 10th question, she'll have 100 seconds to answer. So they do get more complex as we go along, and we're just gonna see what happens. So I do have a timer on my phone.
Okay.
I'll make sure to stop you right at 10 seconds, even if you're mid-sentence, mid-word, I'll just say stop, you're done. So you're gonna have to be concise and to the point.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my god, I'm so nervous.
Question one, what is the one thing that you love about yourself? Go.
My work ethic.
Nice. All right,
Great.
good.
Okay.
Moving on. Question two, walk
Yeah.
us through your daily routine. Go.
Oh, my daily routine. Okay. If it's during the week, I wake up. I eat breakfast. Oh, wait, I shower, I eat breakfast, I watch an episode of something, and then I go to my morning meeting, and then I finish work, and then I eat, and then I watch TV, and then I sleep.
Oh my god, you did it with 0.4 seconds to spare.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
All right, next up. What are some of your life goals? Go.
Some of my life goals are to um, create a TV show, create a film, um, work for a fashion magazine, run a theater company. Um, oh my god, so many things, so many things.
Okay, good. That was 30 seconds. Nice. Question 4. You have 40 seconds to answer. How do you deal with disappointment?
Pretty well, actually. I think that I just think that like life is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's gonna be okay, and there's really no point in wasting your time being sad and upset and mad. You're probably gonna be disappointed like so much in your life, and I handle it pretty well. I think that I just like move forward, and that it's not the end of the world, and that's just kind of how I handle disappointment. And yeah.
Good. Wow, crushing it. You had 5 seconds left. Number 5. If you could go back in time and visit your past self when you were 18 years old, what would you say to her and why?
Oh wow. Oh god. I would tell my 18-year-old self, um, uh, calm down. Don't stress about so much. That is going to be okay now. Um, there's more to life than work and school. Um, make sure you spend time with your friends and your family, um, and have better eating habits, have better sleeping habits, and don't be so uptight and mad at the world. It didn't do anything to you.
Okay, that's 30
It
seconds.
didn't do
You're done.
anything to you yet.
That's it. That was
I'm done.
very, I didn't want to interrupt, but
Yeah.
it's 30 seconds. Good.
No,
Oh,
no, no, please interrupt. No.
okay, number 6. What are some of the things that can always make you smile no matter what you're feeling and you see it or you hear it or whatever you do with this thing that makes you smile? Go.
Oh, that makes me smile. My friends make me smile a lot. Um, me and two of my best friends, we have a group chat every morning. Uh, we have a group chat every morning. No, and then we have a group chat, and then like we started doing this thing where we send each other pictures every day during everything, because we haven't seen each other, so that we don't forget what we look like. It's so stupid, but they're like my two girlfriends, and I love them so much. So that makes me happy every day. Just talking to my friends makes me super happy. um being around um being around like my family, it makes me happy. They're like pretty funny. I think also watching good like movies and TV shows like makes me happy. um yeah, it doesn't really take much to make me happy. I don't know, I'm yeah, people and entertainment.
Gotcha. Good. Um, okay, number 7. I think I know the answer to this, but would you consider yourself an optimist and why or why not?
Oh, okay. So yes, yes, for sure. I think that sometimes I do have my moments where I'm like, like, F this, or like, oh, who cares about being positive? Like, like life's crap. But no, but I definitely am such a positive person. I think I definitely if I like go to sleep and I, wasn't happy or anything like that, or like I was like stressed out, I wake up and I'm like, it's a new day, positive day, and like I really do like say those things to myself in my head. I think it's all about like manifesting like positive thoughts, and that equates like a positive and happy life. And I think that I really just try to tell myself like there's no need to be negative, and that there's no need to be like um there's no need to just like have negative thoughts. Like I don't know, I just feel like there's so much in the world that is so negative that you don't need to bring that onto yourself. And obviously
Wait,
like
time's up.
okay, whatever.
I hate this game. I don't think
No,
I
no, no, no,
understand
I
well.
actually love it, because please shut me up.
But you're so, like I said earlier, you're educated and you're so like nice to listen to that I could do it for hours. But okay, moving on. Yes, good answer, because I feel conflicted about my optimism all the time. So I can
Mhm.
relate. Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
number 9. Yes. Number 9. I want you to try to find something in your room nearby that you hope to never lose, and you want to share a story behind it that like really you don't have to show it if you can't find it, but something that you can just like describe that you hope to never lose.
So this is my planner, um and it is my child. It is my whole life. This is my yearly planner. I'll get a new planner, next year. But in terms of losing things, this is probably the one thing that if I ever, this is the one thing I care about in life, obviously, besides like people in my life. But this is literally the one thing like in my life that I care about. It has all my organization, my thoughts, and it keeps me very, very organized. And it's the first thing I pick up in the morning. It's the first thing I read and look at. It's the last thing I do at the end of the night when I just reflect about what my day is, what my next day is going to be. And it just keeps me organized. And being an organized person is how I'm able to live a stable life. So this is my child and my baby, and I love my planner.
Yes, I love that answer. That was amazing because I relate to that where I like to kind of prepare for the next day, but also reflect on the current day. So yes, amazing. Number 10.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. How do you appreciate everything and everyone around you effectively? You kind of touched upon this, but how do you show your appreciation?
I love to spend time with like the people that I love, especially like my friends. I think I mean I make it such a point to like check in here and there, and like we all have busy lives, which is just the reality of it. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's the reality of the world. And just like, random check-ins, like I know you and I do this all the time. It's like a hey, like hope you're good, or
Yeah.
like hey, like how are you doing? So I think it's just like checking in, making them know that like you care. Also, spending time. I mean, spending time with people right now is a little bit hard, but I mean, there are ways. I mean, like FaceTime calls, or doing like a virtual movie night together. Just like I think like putting an effort to me is super super important, especially with friendships. Um, and just like I think like from time to time just letting people know how much you love them, I think that that's so important. And even if it's random, like just a random like hey, love you, like hope you're doing good, okay, like bye, like I think that that's super super nice. Yeah, just checking in, hoping that people are doing well. That's so important, especially when like people are busy and people are like stuck in their bubble right now. So yeah.
Very nice. Good. And you had 6 seconds to spare.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and I love that answer, and I like our conversations. I feel like if someone looked at our text conversation, it'd just be a bunch of like 3 days later, Nada says this. 3 days after that, Alex says this, and that's just like, so relevant to our lives right now. Where we're like, we can't text right now, but we're going to eventually, and then act like no
Yeah.
time has passed. So I like that a lot.
Yeah,
And
right.
another thing, wait, I almost forgot. Another
Yeah.
thing that I love is that back when we used to be on campus together, when we were both students at FSU, you'd always say, "Text me when you get back to your dorm." And I thought that was such like a support system that I needed. And none of my other friends usually did that. They were just like, "Okay, see you later," but you would always be like, "Text me when you get back to your dorm, nice and safe." So that always showed.
Yeah. I think that you questioned it the first time I did that. I think I remember the first time we were like walking around at night, and then I think you were like, it's like I can see the
Right.
view, like it's right there, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's something that I do. That's like one of the most important things to me, that I do with people that I love.
Mhm. Very nice. Okay, you survived. Those are my 10 questions. I think that
Oh,
went
good.
well, except for a couple. I think you kept it concise, except for like 2 times. But did you have fun with that? Did you like the questions? How do you feel?
Yeah, no, they were amazing. They were great. They were just like really big questions. I was like, oh my god, this is a lot.
Yep.
Like not a lot, but I was just like, oh wow, okay. Like they're really good questions.
Mhm.
I also just like struggle to like just be concise. I suck at talking. I suck at speaking, to be honest. I don't know how to articulate my thoughts. So I sometimes I'm like, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, what the heck did this girl say? And feel free to just like delete it all.
Oh.
um, yeah, no, it was good. It just made me reflect a lot, like, and I never knew how short like 30 seconds was. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you for answering them in a timely fashion. I had fun with it, so I hope you did too. This next game is called Once in a Lifetime. This game is new and it has no time limit. There's nothing for me to do except for listen to my friend. It's going to give Nada an opportunity to share something in her life that has happened, whether recent, not so recent. It can be multiple things. I don't know. I gave her the option just to think of anything that she qualifies as once in a lifetime experience. So, whatever that may be, whenever you're ready, Nada, I would be happy to listen. Again, no time limit. Take your time.
Definitely give me like don't give me a time limit, but definitely like cut me off.
Okay.
I think for me, an overall like once in a lifetime um opportunity that I think came my way was um I think going to college overall. I think that that's very broad, but I think like looking back, I think my biggest accomplishment in life is definitely going to college and graduating. I think that I was very fortunate to go to college. I was the first child in my family to go to college and in my immediate family, um, and I had to figure out the whole process by myself, which was super stressful, but it was very rewarding. Like at the end, I I definitely look back at where my life is now, and I'm so grateful and so fortunate. Um, and I definitely look back, and I think that uh, my college experience and FSU as a whole definitely is why I am who I am today, and how I've gotten to like where I am now. And um, I just think like FSU was such an amazing opportunity in so many ways, life changing. I feel like everyone thinks that. I feel like everyone thinks their college experience is life changing. I would hope, um, but just the amazing people that I met, the amazing opportunities that I was given um, while I was there. I was very fortunate to do a lot of wonderful things that have shaped me. Uh, for example, like one of the biggest things was I was able to go to India, which was amazing. I was able to do a lot of arts education work, both like visual art and theater art education with a lot of young people, which is something that I love so much. So I was very fortunate to be able to do that, and I was able to like bring that into my life when I came back. So I thought that that was an amazing opportunity that I was able to get while being in college, and then um, writing my honors thesis was a huge part of like being in college that has truly like uh, come into like my life after college, because it made me reflect a lot about what more I want to research and study in life. And it's become very like it's become like an important like part of my like thought and research into like grad school and just looking at like some of like the really big projects that I did when I was in college and reflecting on them and what they meant to me and why I did them, why did I write about certain things. Um, uh, so I think that, and I think just the amazing. I felt like I was very fortunate to have a wonderful education, um, which I think is so important. And like I said, very fortunate to have had a higher education. I don't take that lightly at all. And just amazing teachers that taught me so much, amazing mentors, left and right. Um, and of course, doing theater in college definitely shaped me a lot as a human being. Um, yeah, so I think life-changing opportunity in general would just be going to college because it has made me who I am today and has blessed me with so many opportunities. And I think back so much about my experience 2 years ago. I mean, well, no, 1.5 years ago, and how that was such a whole new world, and now I live in a whole new world. But no matter what, I will always like hold like my college experience like very dear to my heart.
Thank you for sharing. And I think a lot of what you said just proves that college is different for everyone. And although I agree with a lot of what you said, I think we think what we think for different reasons. That was a weird way of saying it. But like you obviously had a much different path than I did in terms of major, in terms of the people that you met, in terms of everything. So I think the takeaway is similar, and I'm obviously not graduated yet. I'm like a couple months away, but I can still see everything that you're saying with perspective of like, yeah, I'm so thankful for what college has given me. And it definitely depends on ourselves, which is hard to acknowledge at first, where you can just go to college and take courses and do well
Yep.
academically and just go home and do work for the rest of your life. Or you can take a leap out of your comfort zone, go to India, join your theater organization, things like that that aren't aren't a requirement. They're just there for whoever wants them. And I'm lucky enough to I don't know what I did, but I somehow leaped into that unknown territory. So, and you did the same thing just a couple of years before I did. So I
Yeah.
think that's really awesome for not to be we're awesome, whatever, but we are where we were able to kind of take our insecurities, our nerves, because we were definitely nervous going into college, and then come out the other end like more confident, more ready to face whatever comes our way. So yeah, you take away anything about from college, if you're struggling right now, if you're just in sophomore year, not really seeing the benefit of college, especially with remote learning, especially with everything going on around us, just remember that not everyone gets this opportunity. So use it to the fullest, make those connections, step out of your comfort zone, even little by little, even if you're nervous like I was, then you can do this and you can find your family. I don't want to say family, but your community that is like a family, basically. So yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Listen to Alex. Wise words. Wise man.
Thank you. All right, so that's that game, and now the next game is I was gonna say fan favorite, but I don't know. It is called "What I Like About You."
That's what I like about you. That's what I like about you. That's what I like about you. That's what I like about you.
So this game is also familiar to you. Hopefully, I played it in episode one with Lexi, and it's basically a compliment competition. So me and Nada will take turns complimenting each other, and we try to just bounce off of each other. So once I finish my compliment to her, she compliments me, and we just go back and forth until we're all out of our kindness for the day. It actually worked really well with Lexi, so I'm hoping it works well with Nada. We're very appreciative of each other, as you probably can tell by now. So I don't think we'll have a problem. And Nada, I wanted to warn you, try to keep them concise just so you have more to say the next round. So you're not just
Yeah,
blurting
because
out
you
all of
can
it.
say so many compliments in like one thing. Yeah, no, totally get it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because that is my instinct too. I just snowball and just say everything on my mind. But the whole point is to bounce off each other. All right, you go first.
Um, you are very very dedicated.
Okay. Uh, you make me into who I am today, and I said that earlier, but I really do mean it because I wouldn't be sitting right here if it wasn't for you.
Uh, you have uh given me so much hope into like um into being a good person.
You have more patience than I have in most situations, and I think that goes a long way, more than you realize.
Oh my gosh, I know that I had no, I was gonna say that about you. No, I feel like you taught me patience. I feel like I admire you so much for being you're so calm, and you handle things very, very, very well. And it inspires me so much because I'm constantly thinking, what would Alex do? What would Alex react, or how Alex would react? So yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to change gears a little bit, but you won't let our friendship die, which I value so much. Where even though we graduated, or you graduated, I keep saying we, you graduated, you could have just been like, bye, I won't talk to you ever again. Like we had a college friendship, that's it, and we'll just move on. Like you text me, you check in, like you were saying, and you just actually are genuinely curious about how I'm doing with whatever stress I'm going on. You always make an effort to reach out, and I appreciate that.
Of course. You're such a great listener. Such a great listener.
Thanks.
I love talking to you, but I also love that um you're just such a great listener. Yeah.
Thanks. Well, ditto. You are also a great listener, I think, where I can blab for as long as I need to, and you're just like, yep, I understand that, I understand that. So I never feel like I'm annoying you, and I hope if I am annoying you at any point, you would tell me and we would move on from it. And that's like into my next compliment of like our friendship is so strong where if a disagreement ever were to occur, we wouldn't let it get to us. I don't think where we would be able to kind of talk through it almost, but I don't think we would disagree, hopefully.
I think that we're very respectful of one another.
Right.
You are absolutely creative. Like you also inspire me so much to be creative with writing a whole play. Are you kidding? Like and like that just like that blew my mind. I was like, that's absolutely amazing and fantastic. In this podcast, you yeah, like you definitely do you like do what you say you want to do, you know what I mean? Like, and I guess that goes with like being dedicated, but you know, like you're like, I want to do this, and then next thing you know, like you do it, you know what I mean? Like I feel like from the time like I remember we used to talk about you wanting to do this podcast, and I remember I saw something about the podcast when it first like came up, and I just was like, oh my god, this is like amazing, and I'm so glad that Alex finally like did it. But the fact that like, you know, it all happened, like you thought of the idea and you did it. That's so amazing to me and so inspiring, and I love that so much.
Thank you. Well, off of that, you give me a clear mind when I have ideas like this because I want to say October, it might have been November, but earlier this fall, I was like, I want to create a podcast, and this is what I have so far. And I'm a little stressed about it because I don't know exactly how it's going to work. But you just looked at me, you're just like, take your time with it, maybe introduce it at the beginning of the year. I was like, wait, I can do that. So literally, like, I needed that one little like click of like, wait, I don't have to pummel it out. I don't have to push it forward if I'm not ready. I can just take my time with it and listen to Nada. Like she knows what's right. So I guess that's another compliment of you know what's right and what's wrong. Your ethics and your morals are very grounded, which I very much respect about you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I definitely would say the same about you. I think that you're just genuinely such a kind and nice person, and it's crazy. You are literally the kindest and nicest person I know, and that's why I'm constantly thinking like, what would Alex do? What would Alex say? Because I think you have such pure intentions, and you only want what's best for others and for yourself, and it's just um you're just good, and I love that so much because it sucks because it's sometimes very rare, especially, you know, when you go through life and you meet so many different people in life, and um you know, and sometimes, you know, people surprise you and all that, but you always just constantly surprise me with just always being a good person. And yeah, and I love that so
Thank you. One thing that I thought of too about you is that you can balance a lot of at once, and you can multitask, and you can keep your composure really well, where you say I'm calm, you say I can put myself together, but in reality, I feel like I'm always running around stressing about everything that could go wrong. Whereas you're always like, no, we're okay, we got this, everything's fine. And I think you did 3 shows in one semester before, on top of all your classes, on top of everything. And instead of me like, I'm super stressed, I can't handle anything, you're like, no, I can do this. I want people to trust me. I have this reputation for a reason. I can get this done. And I just, ever since then, I was like, she can handle so much more than anyone I've ever met. So that's a great trait to have.
It might be a great trait. It's not a healthy trait, I'll tell you that much.
Right.
I love that your willingness to learn and to try new things. It is so admirable. It's so admirable that you just dive into so many things, and that I mean, I was very fortunate to have seen you obviously take on so many new different things that were scary to you at first, and like you just went on and did them, and like you really just threw yourself into it. And I thought that that was so amazing, because we all let fear get the best of us, but I feel like you're very fearless and you have so much courage.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna say if you have one more, that's great. I have one more, and then we'll
Yeah,
end it.
I have one more.
Okay, perfect. Your honesty is something that I always strive for, because when you were mentoring me, like through the stage manager process, I remember asking so many questions and so many like wonders of like, how do you do this? What do you do? And you didn't say like, oh, it's great, everything's fine, it's a great job, you don't have to stress at all. Like you were like, no, this is a hard job. You're gonna have to work a lot. Like people might not always value your time and your effort, but I know that you were capable. And I think there was like a couple moments where I was just like, well, what do you do during rehearsal? And you're like, homework, most likely. Like you just really weren't scared to be like, oh, I have to do this every day. I have to do this. Like you just were upfront about the job and made me want to do it so much more. And I always say, like, you passed the like torch to me, as much as you wanted it or didn't want it. I don't know. But I was lucky enough where I could take your position. And again, I know that there's other people that do stage managing in our theater organization. I hate to say that like it was you and then me, but as you know, backstage people aren't as common as we'd hope. So I think if I'm realistically thinking about it, there had to be someone that replaced Nada, where someone that was willing to do stage manager if no one else would. So I think that I was happy to do it, and I was happy to learn from the best, basically.
Oh my gosh, I was just like so happy that they were in good hands. And I feel like like you did more and you've done more with that position than I ever could. So yeah. And okay, so for me the last thing is, I think that you are an amazing teacher, like a teacher of so many things, a teacher of life, a mentor. And I know that that is obviously going to be your profession in life, but you are somebody who I think that everyone wants to learn from, everyone wants to learn from, hear from. And I think that you're going to educate and enlighten so many minds, and I cannot wait to see that happen. I think it's going to be so beautiful and so amazing. And obviously you inspire so many people around you, you know, so I can only imagine what you're going to do with that chapter in your life.
Well, thank you, Nada. That was very thoughtful, and I appreciate all your kind words. I really do. I think what I have to say about this game that we just played, it's not 20 minutes, however long that was. It's not just so me and Nada get an opportunity to attack each other with compliments, like I said. It's more to prove to anyone who's watching that it's okay to compliment your friends. Like, I think that there are most people, hopefully, that think like, oh, I need to appreciate my friend for what they do and who they are, what they can do, their potential. Like, all these things do go through our minds every once in a while, but I still think it's more uncommon to hear a compliment every once in a while. And like, even just a text, just say like, I appreciate what you're doing, goes so much farther than you might realize. So I'm not saying go and appreciate me or go appreciate Nada, as much as we would love that. I'm saying someone that you value, or someone that you respect, go reach out to them through text, through FaceTime, whatever it may be, and be like, I really do appreciate all that you do. Because sometimes people don't hear it as much as they should. So that's my job all the time, to appreciate people that might not get appreciated, or just everyone that's around me, just so someone can be like, okay, I do get noticed. I do have something to prove to people, kind of thing. So I hope that makes sense, where it's not just for me, it's not just for Nada to hype us up as much as we love that, and that felt really good. It's more to prove to everyone else watching, you should be okay with compliments. Accepting compliments, as we've talked about a lot, is hard to do sometimes, where you're just like, wait, why are you complimenting me? I'm scared. Why? Like, I don't want to accept this. But sometimes it's necessary, especially in a time where you don't get compliments all the time. So keep that in mind if you were ever wondering why this is a game. That's why. The last game I have planned for everyone is the Missing Message Memories. This game, if you saw my episode with Maya, episode 3, we played this game where I found old text conversations between me and her, and I would blur out a couple of words. So that's what we're gonna do with Nada, and this goes back until 2018. So we'll see how memorable our messages were.
Okay.
All right, first up, from July 17th, 2018.
I knew this was gonna be the first one. I literally knew this was gonna be the first one. Okay. So
Yeah, she got my birthday wrong, and but that's okay. We're past it. So you said when I said no is on the 9th, you said, no, you're lying. No, say it ain't so. Say, no, I don't believe you. No, really? Which one did you say?
okay. Oh god. I'm gonna A?
A? Final answer?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. That was a very interesting day. I genuinely wrote your birthday down as apparently the 17th. Yeah. Ever since then, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Everything
then
changed after then.
2019, 2020, you were on the ball. You got it right, July 9th. Good job.
Oh, I made sure. It is also written in my planner for this year.
Yay.
Yep. We learn from our mistakes. That's
Right.
the moral of that story.
Okay, this is October 25th, 2018. I quit my job at a certain place. Do you remember what the place was?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're going to just speed through these then. What is it?
C.
C?
Yeah.
Good job.
I remember. Yeah, I remember. My stupid job. It could have also been A.
Yeah, you're right. But I feel like, okay, you knew.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, this is from more than a year ago, September 29th, 2019. I said, how's life for you? What have you been up to? So you talked about your work and your theater company. So you said, so it's been tiring, but also exciting. Or it's been great, but also exhausting. It's been great, but also frustrating. And it's been tiring, but irreplaceable. Which one did you say?
Either A or B. Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, I'm gonna go with B.
B? Okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so that's so interesting because I thought that I was like, I feel like the way that I talk changes not very often, but I guess I still know who I was or am, whatever.
Yeah. Is this, out of curiosity, is this the same theater company you're working at now from 2019?
Yes,
Nice.
yes. It's crazy, but I've been there for like, I don't know, like a year and a half.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. This one has no blurred out words. I just wanted to know if you knew the context of this I'm so proud of you, because you say I'm proud of you a lot. So it's
I was like, okay, this is hard because I definitely respond that way to a lot of things, but let me remember the date.
Yeah.
Are you gonna give me okay.
Yep. Okay. From October 29th, 2019. It's from the improv show that you saw. I got a new job.
Okay.
I got awarded a scholarship.
Okay.
Or is my play proposal being picked?
Oh god. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait. It's A or D.
Okay.
Wait. No, October would have been too early for D, I think. Oh wait, no. Oh god, hold on. No. Oh, I think it was A.
A?
Yeah.
No, it's my proposal.
Oh no. But okay, yeah, okay. I knew it was one of those two.
Yeah, I know. That was good. I'm glad you narrowed it down, but yeah.
Okay.
We did proposals very early. That was like the last set of proposals.
I just couldn't remember. But also, wasn't that at the same time that you did the improv show?
Yeah, improv was probably like a couple weeks before that, but you said I'm proud of you in person because you actually went to that one and like you
Oh,
got to see me and stuff.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
And yeah, that makes sense. All right, I think this is the last one. So now flash forward to COVID, my show was canceled because of COVID-19. So it was more of a oh no rather than I'm so proud of you. And you described it as a total disaster, total
Right.
nightmare, total catastrophe, or total debacle.
B?
Well, that's so quick. Are you sure?
Yes.
You're right. Good job.
Okay. Yeah. It was either that or I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know, whatever. But anyways, yeah.
Fun. So you did pretty well. 4 out of 5 is not that bad.
Oh, I know. I know. Yeah. I have great memory. I have a very, very good memory. So
Did you like looking back on memories, or was it more like no, keep the past in the past?
oh, no. I mean I think it depends. I mean, is that a general question or are you talking about like us?
Whatever you want to say, general, specific, either one.
Well, I think for us, I have no problem like thinking about the past. I'm like, I think it's funny and I think it's fun, but I also think that it's so funny because like we can talk about the past, but I feel like we constantly talk about the future, which is not the best thing to always talk about. You know, the future is like unpredictable, but I think that yeah, I think that we're constantly like I feel like who we were like a year ago, 6 months ago is constantly changing. So I think that we're constantly like, what's going on now? Like who are you now and stuff like that. Just because like as much as we don't change, because obviously like we're still friends, like there's so much that happens in our lives right now because we are in this huge transition part of our lives. You know, like so I constantly care so much more about like where are you now and like what are you thinking about. So in terms of I just laugh about the past because I think it's so funny how like we got to this point, and obviously, you know, you said this before, but like the fact that like, you know, we're so good friends is so amazing. So I definitely love to reflect on the past and how we got here.
Right.
But sometimes for the most part I like to keep the past in the past.
In general, when we see each other, like if you see a video from your past or just see a picture, sometimes I cringe. I'm like, oh no, I was so short. Oh, my
Yes.
posture strength. Like there's so much to kind of dwell on and be like, oh no, why was I like that? But it just makes you into who you are now. So I think that's like what you're getting at of like, although it is cringy at moments, although it was a long time ago and I wouldn't have said the same things I would say now, it's still like, okay, I had to kind of learn who I am to get to where I am now.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Especially with the future too, where you can't focus on the future too much because it is the future for a reason. It's unknown for a reason because you have to live through it, and to live through it you need to focus on the now. So yeah.
Absolutely. For sure. But that
Okay.
was fun going down memory lane.
Yeah, I thought it was a quick fun game to do just to spend this afternoon. Okay, and the last thing I have planned is the 3 2 1.
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there.
And Nada, if you're ready, I would love to hear your 3 thankful thoughts, your 2 today takeaways, and your 1 ounce of optimism.
My thankful thoughts are you for sure, absolutely. In this moment, in this opportunity, I love it so much. I'm so thankful that I can be a part of your project and your new baby. And other thing I'm thankful for is mental, physical, all types of health, just trucking along. Very thankful for that. And I think the last thing I'm thankful for is conversation and connections. So kind of like this.
Mhm.
But yeah.
For sure. And then 2 things that you took away from today.
2 things I took away from today. One, I should reflect more on things of my life that I do not want to reflect or think about. So I think you asked me a lot of great questions that I sometimes like to avoid thinking about. But it's so important to reflect and know the answers to certain things. That is my one takeaway.
And then I like to say 1 ounce of optimism. So kind of advice or just life kind of wisdom, whatever you have, I would love to hear.
Don't hold on to like what you can't control. Focus on what you can control. It's so hard to it's so hard to just get stuck in your mind a lot of the time, and your emotions and what's going on in the world. I think that there's a lot that we cannot control. So focus on the things that you can't control. Wake up, wake up every morning. You know, have a positive mindset, even though you may not want to, even though if it's hard, it really, really helps. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you are doing your best and that you're beautiful and that you're amazing, and really laugh throughout the day or throughout your life. I think it's so important to laugh, even though you may not want to. Just constantly laugh, because if you can't laugh, you might as well be dead. And I think that right now we just need some, I think, some relief in our lives, and I think that comes a lot from just smiling and laughing. So just constantly do that. Wake up, smile on your face, go on about your day, and yeah, that's that.
Thank
And
you.
everything's gonna be okay.
Yes. I think everyone has said that so far on this podcast. Everything will be okay, even if we don't see it yet, even though it seems like we're always in a cloud of despair and who knows what, we can come back from it and we'll make it work. So thank you. Thank you for being on this podcast, first of all. So I appreciate you taking the couple hours that we took to film this thing. And we've got it through it. We were nervous at the beginning, but here we are nearing the end. So thank you, Nada, for all that you said, all that you do. Thank you for watching, whoever you are. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch me and Nada speak for a couple hours. So I appreciate you. As always, if you have any questions, if you have anything to say to me, please email me at thevalidatingpodcast@gmail.com. I don't know if you really have an interest of being on this podcast. Please let me know. I would love to hear from you. The question of the day, almost forgot, as always. We played the game once in a lifetime, so I wanted to ask you at home, what is one experience that you have experienced that feels once in a lifetime? So you might talk about college like Nada did, or just something that you experienced and you're like, yeah, that was amazing. I feel grateful. It was once in a lifetime. So comment that down below. I love to read those and then read other people's comments too while you're at it. So that would be fun. And then my Instagram is The Validating Podcast. And I would love it if you followed it. I'm doing some fun things over there pretty much every day. So thank you for watching again. Thank you, Nada. Any last words for us before we leave today?
Nope. Thank you so much, Alex. This was amazing. And everyone, please keep watching Alex's series. He worked so hard on it, and this is such an amazing project. Please support, and thank you so much. And I'm so proud of you, and I love you.
Love you too, Nada. Thank you so much. And I will see you in 2 weeks, and stay validating, whatever that means to you. Bye, everyone.